Hey everybody, what's up? We're gonna talk about how to get rich in Epic 7 today. Cause I'm broke. I'm gonna tell you guys how to get rich when I'm broke. It's gonna be hard to convince you guys that I know how to make millions of gold in Epic 7 when I've only got 700,000. Look, I leveled a lot of gear. But it is it's the buff event weekend for AP, and we get 30% extra XP. And with that, we're going to be able to really crank out a ton of gold using this. And I retooled this a little bit to make it easier for everyone, accessible for everyone, I think at least. So before you do any of this, a couple of things you want to get. If you've got the money for it, and I'm not encouraging you to spend real money, of course, but if you got the money for it, you can go into the pack shop and you can pick up the monthly pack, the one that gives you 10% bonus to experience points, right? The quick battling's nice, but if you're doing Rift, you probably don't care about that, and it does give you a chunk of Sky Stones a day for $5. Now, there's a $10 one that boosts your gold. Even though we're focusing on gold, this one I don't think is worth it. I mean, the stamina is nice if you want to get it. You want to get the stamina and Sky Stones, go for it, but really it's the energy we're looking for, but I'm going to run it without this. We'll keep it as free to play as possible, right? Something you do want to pick up in the shop, and you want to slide down to normal. And you scroll all the way to the bottom of normal, and there is a 50% XP booster for 1 day and for 3 days. Now, you can get this one if you've got enough leafs to farm both days. You're going to run it consistently. I'm just going to get the 1 day one to keep it cheap. But this is a 50% boost to XP. And you'll get why here in just a minute, why XP is so important to gold farming here, right? So we pick up our XP booster. These do not stack. Do not buy multiples. You'll just extend the number of days it's up, not the number. You won't extend the amount you get. So that should immediately show up here. Yeah, here it is for 24 hours, 50% extra XP. Now you're going to want to slide over to side stories and go into unrecorded history. Now there are some people that are going to tell you, but adventure's better. Adventure does have a slightly higher stamina to gold ratio, but we're cranking through a buff event. So we want to do these as fast as possible, as reliable as possible, and we want some other things that we get from unrecorded history that we simply don't get from farming adventure. Now, the maximum gold payout in unrecorded history comes from these 5 levels. From, I believe it's level 29 through level 33, they all pay exactly the same. The only difference between them is their difficulty and what catalysts that they drop. I used to farm 33 because it dropped epic catalysts. But I gotta tell you what, you're going to be in a situation where you aren't going to care about catalysts anymore. Like ever. You will never worry about a catalyst chest. You'll never worry about catalysts again, because you are going to have so damn much AP from farming this event that you will forever be good on catalysts. Here you can just straight up buy the epic ones you need, right? So I'm going to farm Dalberg Field. Dalberg Field is the easiest, fastest, cleanest farm. So we punch this bad boy up. Go ahead and take a friend. Now, what we want to build is somebody that can one-shot the mobs, and then a second unit that can one-shot the boss at the end, and then the other 2 spots will friendship farm. We're going to like double dip on this, in triple dip, quadruple dip, not just gold, not just AP, not just getting crap gear to sell for gear charm powder, but also we're going to boost friendship as well. I'm going to start this out with Arby because that's what I used in past videos to do this, but Arby is about to not be the best for this. In fact, there's going to be a very free-to-play option, but we'll get to that in a minute. Okay, so after we load Arby up, what we need is the unit that can just kill the boss at the end. The one that I've used in the past has been Commander Pavel, and this is kind of the whale team, right? Everybody that has these units is running these units. There's actually better solutions, but we'll go ahead and run this to show you how it works. Now, the next thing you want to do is get your friendship farm units. So you want to select friendship over here, and then you want to turn off hide friendship 10 heroes, and that way you can see all your units that need a little bit of work on their friendship. So how about we toss Brigida on the team, and we'll toss the Lord Einzulgon, because someday they'll give him a buff, I'm sure. Now the components of this team are simply this. Your DPS unit is the fastest unit on your team. Doesn't have to be fast, just has to be the fastest unit on your team. And I strongly recommend you build him strong enough that he can one-shot all the mobs and wear the EXP boosting artifact. Now, there's a few of these, and if you don't have one of these, they almost always give one of these out at the end of chapter stories. So we'll be due for another one here in late August, early September. If you don't have it, it's okay. It's just 15% less XP, so you're going to generate gold a little bit slower. But I think there's 2 or 3 of these out now for people that have been around for the life cycle of Epic 7. But for those of you who are less than a year old, you probably don't have an increased EXP artifact. Hang in there. We get one every single year, usually in August, and that'll get you taken care of. Your kill unit can just be any artifact, right? You just want this guy to be able to one-shot the mobs in. Now, this is a really, really giga-built Pavel. Don't freak out about that. I got really, really nice free-to-play options for you. Now, note the speeds on both of these, right? We had 174 on... We had a 174 speed on Mr. Vildred, and I think we had about 150-ish on Pavel. Oh, 148. So we need everybody to be slower than that we're friendship farming. If they're faster than that, it really doesn't cause problems. It just slows the fight down, right? You want this to go quickly, so try to make sure these guys are slow, even if it means taking gear off of them. Make them slow so that they don't take turns. Load them up with the friendship artifacts. Again, we get the friendship artifacts. Usually we get these at New Year's, right? These are the New Year's celebration. So again, if you're only with us for the past 6 or 7 months, you may not have one of these friendship artifacts, but they come out every year, right? We've got that one. We've got this. That's the XP one. We got this one. We got Tam's microphone. They pump them out just about every year, so you will eventually get all of the friendship artifacts you need. If you don't have them, this is still fine. You'll still friendship level your units, just not as fast until you get the friendship artifacts. So I got one on Ainz, and I've got one on Brigitte, who also has most of her gear off so that she is slower than my kill unit. So this is the bones of the team. You want your kill unit to be able to slaughter the entire team. And do it again. That's 2 crits, so we've activated Commander Pavel. So that when we do this hit, Commander Pavel is activated and he finishes them off, right? Now I want you to look at what we got out of that. We got 427 stigma. Now why do we care about stigma? Because we can sell stigma for penguins that we can sell for gold. Come check this out. Okay, so we go over to the sanctuary, you pop into your forests of souls, you bring it up here, and you do your growth altar. 127 soul. So we got 427 stigma on that run, right? So that is a little bit more than 4 penguin purchases. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we got 1 experienced and 2 newbies. You go over to your backpack, you pull up your enhancement ingredients, you go to a range, and we got 1 of these, right? And we got 1, 2, 3 of these. So that's 36,000 gold every 30 seconds. So that's 72,000 gold every minute. That's 4.3 million gold every hour. 4.3 million gold every hour. If you do this 12 hours a day for 2 days, that's over 100 million gold by the end of this buff event. It's 100 million gold in 2 days. Now, on top of the 100 million gold you're going to get every 2 days, 12 hours a day is not how. If you do this 24 hours a day, if you somehow don't sleep for 48 hours, that's a lot. But 12 hours a day, you're talking about running this in the background while you do other stuff. 30 seconds a run, and if you have your pet auto farm it in the background for you, you're doing 30 runs. So just about every 15 minutes, you just got to go in and punch the restart button. Just set an alarm on your phone to remind you every 15 to 20 minutes to go in and hit restart on your auto farm. Now you are going to burn through your leaves, right? This is assuming you have infinite leaves, but we're not talking about ways to make leaves in this game. We're talking about ways to make hundreds of millions of gold in this game. Now, what if you don't have Arby? What if you don't have Cavel? Well, that kind of sucks, right? You guess you can't do this, but you can. And actually, starting here in a couple of weeks, Arby's not even going to be the best for this. Free Spirit Tieria is a unit every single person has, and you get it as soon as you start the game. So let's kick Arby to the curb here and put in Free Spirit Tieria. Again, you want Free Spirit Tieria to be the fastest unit on your team, and 157 is the fastest unit on my team. I've got one of the boost XP artifacts to help increase penguin income, and just put her on just a random destruction set. Make sure she's got damage and crit. I'm 2800 attack. She's not super well put together. This is leftover gear that I had, and she is way overkill on this. You could drop the gear down even more. So she still works. But what if you don't have Commander Cavel? There's so many options if you don't have Commander Cavel. Let's go with Watcher Schuri, right? Maybe some of you have Watcher Schuri. Now remember, you want to make sure you pick a Watcher Schuri who is slow. Yeah, 137 should be fine. Let's try this. Yep. That's all she needs to do. It resets her S3, so she will constantly spam her S3. Blammo, and then Watcher Schuri shoots him in the face. Hey, it worked just fine. But what if you don't have Watcher Schuri, right? What if you're brand new and you don't have Watcher Schuri? Okay, so Sigret is... I guess she is kind of built. There's a chance she might not crit. Daydream Joker's not really going to do much of anything for us, but really, any gear on her should work, right? Because if I'm right, she's going to S2 or S2 into her S1. Good. Good. Now it should be a little bit slower because we're going to have more animation on Sigret. I'm telling you, this is so clean, I think I can take Sigret's boots off. I just spent all the gold we earned. Okay, so Sigret... Oh, it's a good point. The boss mob in this fight is fire, so Sigret does have 100% crit, so she's really good in this for a very free-to-play option. No rage set, no attack boots. This is going to be a little tight. Is she going to be able to do it? Bruh. She overkilled it. No rage set, because I broke it by taking off her boots. No boots, so she lost 65% of her attack, and she still one-shot it. Nah, fam. I think this is as free to play as it gets, and it's going to let you power friendship level 2 units. You know who's a fun unit to use? Who's really fast, right? Because Watcher Schuri took a little bit of time shooting his gun. You're trying to cram as many of these into an hour as you can, right? So you want it to be fast, so why don't we go with somebody who's fast? You guys remember the good old-fashioned Nightmare Raid cheese? Where we just powered up cDom and then she one-shot stuff? It works here too. Check this out. cDom skills off so that we are fast, but yeah, spam. See the words appearing over cDom? It's increasing her attack all the way up. Bam. That's fantastic. And wow, that's fast, right? Almost no animation. That's faster than the Commander Cavel team, right? The combo is just going to be either Arby or Free Spirit Tieria, and I do think Free Spirit Tieria is better. Her animation is faster than Arby's. No kidding. Her animation is slightly faster than Arby's. And after the balance patch happens here in a couple of weeks, her damage is going to be higher than Arby's on this. And as for the DPS, the single target nuking unit, just make sure that it's something that goes after your free spirit Tieria, but before your ungeared friendship farming units. And it can really be any single target giga nuke. Let me look at cDom here again. cDom seemed really fast. So, a couple other things that you get out of doing this. Not only do you get tons of gold, because you get tons of stigma that you can turn in for penguins, right? It's like once you've done farming this, you roll into the sanctuary, you go into the Forest of Souls, you pull up the growth altar, and you start spam clicking your 200,000 stigma, and you buy penguins. And there's a little RNG to it here, right? I said that you might make, you know, we averaged based on that first run that we got, what, 4 million gold every hour. It's actually going to be between 4 and 6 million gold per hour, right? Not 4.3 million. It's going to be 4 to 6 million gold an hour, because sometimes you get results that look like this, where you mostly get 8 of the cheap penguins and 2 of the mid-tier penguins. And there are other times where you get 4 of the mid-tier penguins. Sometimes you get 4 of the mid-tier and 1 of the really giga high-value penguins. Also, if you're a new player, you could occasionally roll down here and grab some spirit blooms and level up the units that you need the gold to level. So this is a great way to power up your account and get your account leveled as well. This right here was, I would say this is probably, I don't know, maybe 2 hours of farming worth of penguins. And yes, just sell them all, because you're going to farm more. The other thing that you get from doing this is these epic penguins that you get, when you sell them, you get silver transmit stones. You will never run out of silver transmit stones ever again. There's 10 million gold from about 2 hours of farming. Now, the things you also get from this is, while you're doing these fights, you're taking a friend along for the ride, right? Whether they're on your friends list or not, you're taking a friend along, which is going to pay out in these friend points every single time you go in. And we're talking about doing it 60 times an hour, so you're going to be getting like 600 of these every hour. So, as you can see, they add up fast. Now, this is god-awful, but I consider it my slush fund, right? If I need money really fast to level a piece of gear to do something, you go down to Friendship Summon, you click on the little friendship bookmarks here, take you into the shop, and you buy a whole bunch of friendship points, right? And then you can go into the summons. You go down to the Friendship Summon, and you start doing these, right? And you just keep doing it until you're out of friendship points or your inventory fills up. Okay, so once you get to the point where your inventory fills up, it looks like it was artifacts that filled up before units, right? You go over to your inventory section, and you can look for gear that you don't have fully leveled yet, and you can enhance it. And you got all of these 2-star. It doesn't seem like a lot, but this adds up, and you can actually, for free, start leveling your artifacts with these crappy little 2-star artifact that you pulled. So it's like free artifact charms. Now, taking an artifact at level 30 doing this, you actually could probably do that in 1 or 2 days of farming unrecorded history and cycling through the friendship points. If you don't want to do that, if you have better things to do with your life, just come and auto-select 1 and 2-star and sell them. It's another 27,000 gold. So we got, from the friendship points we just turned in there, we got 27,000 gold. Let's call it 28,000. We'll round up. And let's go look at our units, because we got a whole bunch of 2-star units as well, right? You go to Hero Transmit, and you just select 2-star units only, and load up all those 2-star units you got. Look, that's another 8,400 gold. So we're up to about 30,000 gold from just that little bite of leaves, and another 960 stamina, which we mathed out before is about 100,000 gold. Friendship points can add up. Oh wait, there's more. We're now up to 238,000 gold. Sorry, about 350, 360,000 gold we got from just those, what, those 6 or 7 summons? Now again, the stigma depends on which penguins we get. So I would say that was between 300,000 and 400,000 gold just from doing those summons. And I only did what, like, I didn't count it, but I think it was maybe 5 or 6 friendship summons. So that's additional gold on top of it that you can keep stored away in a slush fund. On top of that, while you are farming unrecorded history, you're going to occasionally proc urgent missions, which you can do to get this currency, which you can use to buy artifacts and all kinds of stuff in the shop that you probably are out of to actually help your guild out. So you can do these on the side. And the nice thing is that while this is auto farming, that even while this is background battling, it still lets you go in and do those urgent missions. So you can take care of these as well and not interrupt your farm and still get the reward. And some of these have charms in it. Another place you're going to get a huge bonus from doing unrecorded history is not just the insane amount of gold, not just the guild shop currency, not just the silver transmit stones, not just the ability to buy spirit blooms, right? But you're also going to get trash gear. It's going to load up your inventory full of this level 44 trash gear. And I mean, we've only run 3 or 4 of these and we've already got this much. And it piles up fast, right? So just selling the trash gear, it's another 22k gold, and that's nice, but look at the powder. The trash gear pays out decent powder. By the end of the day, I will have thousands of powder to be able to charm up. Look, just a run happened while I was selling the gear, and 2 more of these damn things dropped into place. More powder. It looks like not a lot. It looks like 3, 4, or 5. But let me tell you, it adds up. It adds up a lot. So, this solves gold. This solves leveling your units. This solves, I don't know if it solves, but it certainly helps with charms. This solves this high value currency that you need in the guild to buy artifacts like Proof of Valor. This solves being able to get the stigma to level your units. This solves friendship farming, because you're actively friendship farming 2 of your units at the same time while this is going on. On the friendship farming units, you need to put somebody here. Even if you don't have anybody left to friendship farm, put somebody here. Even if it's a, freaking 1-star monster unit, right? Put somebody there. And the reason is, if you don't put somebody there, then your friend unit will drop in the spot and they will go out of order and they will slow everything down. All right, so make sure you put somebody in the non-farming slots. So these 2 units are just there to friendship farm. And your back unit is anybody who can one-shot. I like cDom because she's giga fast. All of these spam attacks from Free Spirit Tieria will ramp her damage up so high that she'll be ready to drop a bomb. We just need to address the problem of her crit chance real quick. +10 crit chance. Easy game. Okay, so now she's at 100% crit chance. EE doesn't matter, don't really care. She just needs enough damage to one-shot and the crit chance to do it, because we're not going to use her S2. And that's it, guys. 2 friendship artifacts, Tieria on the EXP boosting artifact, because this EXP booster does impact the number of penguins that you get. You'll get 15% more stigma, which means 15% more penguins, which means damn near 15% more gold from this run. And then cDom with her skills off. Who works in place of cDom? Sigret, Watcher Schuri, Commander Cavel. Anybody who is slower than Tieria but faster than your XP units, and can one-shot the boss at the end. Remember, this boss at the end is fire, so make sure you don't take a green unit. Pow. Done. That fast, that easy. It's crazy the number of times I hear, I can't level my gear, I don't have charms. I can't level my gear, I don't have gold. I can't re-gear my units. Where's my unequip event because I'm out of gold? For the love of God, when buff events roll around, take advantage of the AP. Take advantage of this 30% boost to experience points, which means 30% more penguins, which means 30% more gold. Now, should you farm this if it's not a buff event? If you need gold, yeah. Instead of 100 million gold in a day, you're going to make 70 million gold in a day because you're getting 30% less XP, which means 30% less penguins, which means 30% less gold. But it's 70 million gold in one day of farming. But it's such a huge boost that I do think you wait for the buff event. And you also pick this up. You go to the normal shop section, you scroll all the way to the bottom, and you buy this for 150 sky stones. And if you've got the leafs to do it for 2 days, you get it for cover for 3 days, and you get a little something extra. But make sure you got the actual leafs to do it. Don't buy multiples. Multiples just extends the time. If I bought this again, I would have it for 2 days. I wouldn't have a 100% boost. And don't forget to, especially if you're grinding on AP, to check your mailbox and see if you have one of these bad boys laying around where you get extra AP. These do stack, so might as well take this, and now I get even more AP while I'm farming my AP event, and that's why I have damn near 100,000 AP. So, I'm about it. I'm gonna leave this running and make gold all day. And when I stream tomorrow morning, you guys can log in and see how much money I made. Remember, I'm at 11 million right now. But remember how much gold this is, and tomorrow we will see how much we made. Hope that helps you guys out. So farm the heck out of this guy. Solve your gold problems. 50 to 100 million gold per day, depending on how long you run this, how many leaves you burn into this, how many hours a day you commit to it. I don't know, 5 to 6 million gold per hour. Easily 5 to 6 million gold per hour. And it's not just the gold, it's the AP. It's not just the AP, it's the gear to turn into powder. It's not just the AP and gear to turn to power, it's the fact that I'm power friendship leveling 2 units. So much comes from this event. The only thing that you don't get out of farming unrecorded history is gear, reforged mats, and am I missing anything? I think that's all you don't get out of this is gear and reforged mats. You can get covenants and you can get mystics from both hunt and from unrecorded history. So what do you guys think? I hope you get rich doing this. I hope you you never have to complain about gold issues again.